a self-empowered woman, 5D mystic here, in the Enlightenment Soul Age group, will always know, as a functional adult, thanks to having an inner child, that mysticism, one, is not understood, explainable, provable, so woo-woo, it's okay. Pseudoscience, I bring human, spiritual, and spirituality elements together for people who want to be their self and do personal development, and so emotionally accountable, aware, and self-regulating human beings, not projecting, I don't like humans, I don't like men, I hate everyone, I don't like women, I don't like this, all that. Sounds like a, teenager that isn't interested in learning. I met a lot of them and interested in staying unkind. So when you meet 5D mystics, you'll know about alchemy and the beautiful, it's not magical powers, it's a very beautiful relationship, but it's beyond the belief system because we are Enlightenment Soul Age group. We are integrated brains. So that means we have a direct relationship with pure consciousness. It's called Purusha and unconditional love. Thank you, Jesus. Jesus gave it to me because he showed me the way. Walk a walk, talk a talk, forgive, turn the cheek. Blessed are those who believe without seeing. If I look in your eyes, you're human. So no matter what unkindness comes from you, I'm attachment trauma informed, I'm your ally. And you're a beautiful rainbow of colors. And if I can talk to you like a person in your eyes, it's because I have a higher social engagement system. Because I have no trauma charges lingering. Because I got lucky. I have secure attachment, differentiation of the self. So my perception is not distorted with any trauma break. And furthermore, I'm also not a trending person because that's all superficial people. So yes, we all use words. Some people, they use buzzwords. Okay, so self-empowered woman, when we are dealing with any man who is whether avoidant, anxious, or preoccupied, or ambivalent, because there's styles and categories, whether it's an avoidant dismissive or an avoidant fearful, whether it's a narcissist, a full-blown narcissist, I feel bad for the full-blown narcissist. I felt when a human being that I know basically armored their little inner child in. It was the most horrible, one of the most horrible things to perceive and then learn about in my attachment trauma courses. I didn't get angry at that poor human being. I wish that they would have not ignorant, evil ignorance, like yoga spreads demons out of you. No, it don't. There's trauma charges, or I think you're a covert narcissist because they go reading and watching videos and then pointing a finger. How about you say, hey, you know what? Let's go to good therapy together. So I am nobody in the life of this poor human being who locked in their little child. Made me think of what was that? The Mask with Leonardo DiCaprio. Think of it and feel it. And I'm looking at a human being with eyes who I know is a human being. And no, 4D, there's no energy vampires or dark auras. This is very disrespectful. This is dehumanizing. And that's another indication of when you have people who haven't healed their inner child. Because if you're afraid of another human being, you don't know how to be in your higher social engagement system yet, which means you also don't know how to handle the emotions that come up. Okay, so 5D plane, Christ consciousness. Thank you, Jesus, for me at least, and God, because I understood everything. Be humble. You're not God. So whenever I hear, thank you, Sadhguru, if you overflow with humanity, divinity has to descend. I know what they're talking about. Okay, so self-empowered woman doesn't get delusional and think she's some anointed anything because of it's not magical powers. That's the other part. Okay, so you can't eliminate a person's inner child maladaptive behavior, FYI, with Reiki. Trauma doesn't disappear. You can clear a person's energy field, you can do a lot of things, but when it comes to how they relate to life, that's their left mode. And so no matter what you're clearing, if they don't do this and then say, oh, let me welcome you, let me see what you are, let me enjoy that I'm having a moment of discovery, which isn't going to be enjoyable, obviously, for people who have a lot of pain and grief. I don't know it, but I've been explained it and I get it. Okay, so perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. I get very passionate when I think of all these people who use fancy words and then they don't know what they're talking about. I know that I am pseudoscience lady because I bring human, spiritual, and spirituality elements together, but I do that because I know that you can achieve enlightenment the human way. It's your restorative embodiment, which means you can achieve consciousness. And that you can be actually empowered versus a pretend badass of yourself, which you're not going to be really a badass to somebody like me. You're going to be a teenager with, by the way, an inner child that's screaming bloody murder. Let me out, while you do threat zone. your entire life and are like a lion pouncing, and then you're going to be tired all the time. It's called rumination. I get very passionate again because there is a way out. But guess what the teenagers do? I know everything, really. In classes that I paid good money for, I had to watch people with adaptive child attitudes. And I'm like, I feel like I'm back in high school. But in high school, I could understand because everybody told me that teenagers were immature. They didn't like to learn. And I still wonder, wow, they grow up and they still don't want to learn. Are they doing anything with that brain besides making up bullshit movies in their head? I don't even know. So how do you think you're fully empowered if you're not able to know how to be your own authority? Seriously, I try to. So self-empowered woman isn't going to go around pointing a finger at a poor human being who needs a good therapist, even without knowing anything about attachment and trauma. Thank you, Jesus. I knew exactly what I would do whenever I met unkindness. I was told, treat others the way you want to be treated. Why would I treat you ever like a piece of shit? Okay, so no matter how you want to twist or turn it, a self-empowered woman will not say, I'm cynical about love, I hate men, I don't want to be around men. No, we will be smart enough and emotionally mature enough. Not everybody has it, I get it. But the ones of us who do, that's self-empowerment. Empowerment is not you projecting low self-esteem and direct communication, passive-aggressive, which is a consistent repeat of transgenerational cultural trauma. So what those human beings who want to say they're advocates, when I've seen that ignorance, yes, that one even more. Because see, hypocrisy is something that I perceive in a very different way than those who say, you're a hypocrite because today you said yes and tomorrow you're going to say no, and that's not really it. But I bring sciences, spirituality, and so, no, they can't be together. Yeah, they say the same thing. Don't you notice how they bring you full circle? It's just a different language for those who will believe in one and not the other. And I'm not a flat earther, so really, I'm a sciences person, but I'm spirituality. Oh, and the true definition of spirituality is when you have meaning and you live a way of life beyond the solo self. So you're part of a human herd. So self-empowered women, again, we're not generous of spirit because we're some special gift or smart. I've seen coaches, women that are single are smart. Some of us are solo polyamory. That's why we don't look like we have people, but we do. We just don't have to make you know about our business. And magic works through every person. What I'm happy about seeing today in 2024 is that there's a bunch of good therapists out there that can help any human being who wants to become their healthy self-worth man, woman, and they. You're not alone. You learned how to self-regulate in your home, which means your past comes with you. Emotions. So sorry, teenagers. Yes, you're either throwing them at people or you're taking them. And what I get to notice is that between women, men, and they look like a bunch of teenagers. I started noticing this trend when I was about 25. First of all, in college, actually, where I'm like, you're all spending a buttload of money. I'm getting in debt. I'm doing my work. Why are you here? Why are you doing any of it? Just go to work. Just do something else. But you do need that piece of paper. And some people don't want to get educated. Wow. Talk about evil ignorance. Again, I'm very mesmerized. This is for my mystics out there. We have some beautiful energies. And so what are we doing? We are doing that. Some of you got to heal that fear and that aloneness and to allow yourself to engage in the power of flowing with life because you get to have joy for life through your inner child. So welcoming yourself back home means you opening that door and allowing yourself to know you are a human baby, whether you're mystic or not. And creating a 5D relationship means creating more security around. So it's not yelling at each other. And there's a lot of experts that do a really great job at the how-tos. We're here for food for thought. We're here to create the actual conversations that let people know that we're all one big cloth. I remember learning we're brothers and sisters. I don't need the mysticism part. The mysticism part made me not be accepted by the ones who are going to stay 3D, which makes my heart sad. Because I love Jesus. I love my upbringing in Catholicism and Christianity, and I don't like seeing what I see out there. But I don't like it on any level, not political, not religious. A self-empowered woman knows what it means to have integration of the brain. Thank you, Daniel Siegel. And what he does share in my disorganized attachment and dissociative identity disorder course at the end is we live in a disorganized attachment world. All these countries against each other, all this, stuff. So at the very least, let's appreciate our relationships. And together we can expand consciousness because it is through treating people like humans with your voice and your heart, and knowing that the miracle is you can choose you by becoming introspective, emotional intelligence, mental intelligence. I don't want to do personal development. No, you do want to do it. And you also want to do good therapy. And if somebody is discerning, they will support you to bring forth the best of you, which is always in there. Tune in for more.